I just had a stupid bug. Then I changed the Google tab and now I'm looking at Hedge Maze. Oh yeah, today we've got Time Wanderer versus Hedge Maze for our first match, and then Doughwolf versus Blasphemous Roar. I'm not kidding, today is gonna be a lot of fun with these groups. Crappy, you're dancing so well. You wanna take us over to the game reveal? You gotta watch out for Mary Kate and Ashley, though. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you, Crappy. That's okay. Crappy did a good dodge there. But you know who isn't dodging on purpose here? It is our friend and today's GM. Please welcome on in Shrambles. Hey, Shrambles, let's chat. We've got sexy, we've got sexy stuff. Sexy music? Saxophone.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
That's that kind of intro I want to hear. All right.
Well, okay. Shambles, look, we've got you, we've got saxophone music, we've got all the important stuff, you know?
You know, I actually played saxophone for a little bit growing up.
Ooh. How hard it is. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it wasn't like too hard, and I wanted to play saxophone because of The Simpsons, because Lisa was my favorite character, and just like, yeah, I want to play saxophone just like Lisa.
That's great. I'm glad you didn't get into it because of Bill Clinton. That would have been weird.
No, of course not. I wasn't like politically conscious enough at that time to care about Bill Clinton.
Okay, well, good. It's fine. He played the saxophone. Anyways, yeah, with that said, do we have any saxophone music in today's game?
I don't think so. I wasn't paying too much attention to the music. I think it's more like, generic music. I feel I think it's a bop. I think the music's actually pretty good in our next game, but I can tell you the game I gave out. So last time I gave out a Mac game, and I wanted to set a precedence that you don't want to make me angry.
No,
because you will get dangerous games.
I liked that game. What are you talking about? Dangerous? Maybe, but it was fun.
I mean, when you're one guy against all of the aliens, that's a dangerous game.
So today, yeah, thank you, Sir Conrad.
So today, I kind of wanted to think of a game that, a little bit opposite of that style of game. I wanted to go weird. I wanted to go strange. And I discovered this game. A lot of the games that I discover end up being games that, like, I try to find for mystery tournaments. Like, what is something obscure no one's heard of that will be like, oh, this is going to be a great game.
Yeah.
And this is one of those games that I found that's just bizarre, has a weird kind of control scheme to it, and is just fascinating to look at.
Yeah, I have I was watching a little bit of the gameplay, and I'm like, I'm not completely sure what you control here. So I'm really interested in seeing how this goes. What game do we have?
So today, for your consideration, I have NN Angel for the PlayStation 1.
NN Angel. I love that you sort of introduced that like old school submitting for approval by the Midnight Society.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that every time.
Oh my gosh, you're perfect.
Every game I give is going to be a potentially award-winning display of Kuso.
I love that. Well, everybody, the Midnight Society isn't here today. We only have the Daytime Society. And simply put, I'm excited for this fun. I honestly have no idea what this is, except Mooware in chat is saying, this is a good game. Uh-oh, are we Good Games Grande again?
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with Mooware's take. I think this is, as a game, I think it's really competent in what it is setting out to do. It just, it doesn't really explain anything.
Okay.
So coming at it like without any kind of instruction, it's a lot of just like learning exactly how to actually complete a specific level because the enemies you encounter will always have a different interaction with you every time you encounter something new.
Very, very nice. Well, everybody, the players are going to have 1 hour to try to make as much progress as they can in this game. A lot of the times back when these games were made, people were expected to read the manual so that they knew what was going on. How much information did you give them?
I gave them a little bit of the controls, and that's it.
Okay, we've got a little bit of the controls, and that's it. In that case, no manual help, very little information. They are just going to be playing off the cuff and seeing how far they can get. It's sort of what I like to call sort of like the grandma experience. You go and visit your grandmother who has an old video game console that you're like, I think I've heard of this before. Pull out a game and you're like, well, I have no idea what this is, but Grandma, I'm gonna put this on and see what it is. And then you try it and you're like, okay, that was fun, Grandma. Thank you. Thank you for letting me play your weird video game. I have no idea what I was playing. If you've never had that experience, everybody, going and playing a game that you know literally nothing about is a lot of fun, but also a little bit difficult, especially since a lot of the older games kind of expected you to have the manual, and not having it can be a huge detriment. With that said, both of the players are going to go in with no information. So, nobody's getting a leg up, nobody's getting spoiled. They're just going to figure out what this game is.
Yeah, I did complete this, not 100%, because there are some weirder mechanic stuff that, to complete this 100% doesn't seem feasible or enjoyable. But getting to the later levels of this game is punishing and just... it gets hard near the end. I don't expect our players to complete the game today. If they do, they are really blowing my expectations. It took me about 3 hours to complete this whole game.
3 hours? Okay, that's not too shabby. Is it a level-based game then? Are we going to see pretty, logical progress here?
Yeah, we'll be able to see logical progress. They have unlimited continues, so they'll be able to restart their progress immediately upon getting into a level and losing, and then they'll just be able to restart immediately from where they left off.
Oh, yeah.
There are 5 worlds, and there are 15 levels in each world.
Okay.
But with there being a boss at the end of each world. And the bosses are something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can, just based off of the gameplay that I've seen for this game, I can imagine that the bosses are going to be a nightmare. Let's watch the intro, though. Hedge Maze has a beautiful intro happening right now.
Yeah, if you watch the intro to this, you would almost have zero idea what kind of game you're about to play.
I know exactly what game this is. Come on, it's like proto-Moogles here going out to space. I say protos because they're still ball form. Obviously haven't had the chance to evolve into something significant, and that's fine. It's not their fault. They're working on it. They're building spaceships and having dancing crabs. This is already a fever dream, and we haven't even seen the game. I hope you all are ready, chat. And if you're not, then too bad.
Everything about this game is just fascinating to me. And I think our players are going to have a generally enjoyable time with it, despite it still being weird and kind of not intuitive how to control right at the beginning.
True. Okay, I'm just trying to get a... Welcome to PlayStation, where every screen sometimes ends up being a little bit of a different resolution. Thank you so much. But I think I'm good. So we're going to go ahead and do the countdown. What would be good emotes for chat to spam?
Angels, just random power-ups, fire, any kind of animal. I can't remember all of like the enemies in this game, but I feel like every animal shows up at some point. So any animal emote and like circle balls maybe, because look at these little guys. They look like they look like the first attempt at a 3D Kirby.
Yeah, they do. Well, we're doing the countdown right now. Spam! Everybody spam! And as soon as we get started, I will start a timer. Time Wanderer is currently in the intro cutscene. If he can skip it, that's great. And if not, then too bad. Yeah, spam! Keep those balls coming. Okay, Hedge Maze is officially in the first level, and is that death?
No, so some enemies will just affect you by like messing around with how you actually interact with the world. Some will just throw you up in the air, some will spit you out and go faster, some will change your specific plane. And so the way you complete a level is there's actually two ways to do it. You either kill all the enemies,
okay,
or you touch every square.
Okay. Somebody's saying this is ring-based Cubert. That's more or less correct, except that you can actually murder enemies. Cubert sucks, but whatever.
Time Wanderer made the comparison when I showed the screenshot that this is very much that same style of Origami King style combat, where you have this turn-based combat.
Oh my gosh. So, question, right now, it looks like Hedge Maze is having a bit of a hard time making, well, I guess both of them are still figuring out the very basics of this game, but it seems like the biggest thing that you control is the rings and not necessarily the main character. Although, can you speed up and slow down?
Yeah, so the only controls in this game are you can go up and down to pick the specific ring area. You can do left and right to move the rings, left or right. The X button makes you go super fast, and the circle button makes you go in reverse. And that is the only controls that I found with this game.
Oh no, there's this fatty snake thing. This is definitely a snake, right? Like,
it's a snake. I couldn't tell you what any of these animals are. And Time Wanderer is still kind of troubled figuring out how to actually take care of this first guy. Well, Hedge Maze moving on to the third level.
Hedge Maze killed the snake. It seems like if you change lanes and the enemy is in that location, you will hit them and kill them. So that is your main attack mechanism. Otherwise, your main mechanism is highlighting everything like Time Wanderer did on stage number 1. Very nice job.
Yeah, so Time Wanderer hopefully will figure out that he can kill enemies. Because doing the entire touch all the tiles is a very, very slow method. And there will be some levels where it is required for you to do that. And the other trick, so Presenter, you mentioned that going up and down and knocking them that way. So the trick with this enemy that launches you up in the air, you can rotate the field and actually Mario hop on top of him to squish the guy.
Ooh, I want to squish. Come on, squish him like a bug. I think the snake thing is pretty cute, though. Absolutely chubby monster. This is just Hotel Mario. That's my assessment here.
Okay, Time Wanderer is going to find out that what he just collected is just a waste of time. He'll find out that when he finishes the level. So...
Uh-oh.
I think the main plot of this game is you are trying to colonize some other planet, and you are just stuck on a spaceship with a bunch of children. And so every level you complete, you collect these 2 items that turn into a toy when you combine them. And so we're going to see what kind of toy Time Wanderer got.
What do you get? You get...
a torpedo and a seal.
Okay.
Combines to make...
torpedo seal. It's like the pen, pineapple, apple pen days, you know? My gosh. I've got an ugly sweater from, like, with pen, pineapple, apple pen. I love it. I love my ugly sweater. Well, right now, both of the players are actually learning pretty well how to play, although I think both of them have very different strategies for how to finish the levels. Hedge Maze is definitely more of the murdering type, whereas it seems like Time Wanderer is the completionist type here, which is cool. Completely fine.
Yeah, they're both valid strategies. Time Wanderer's strategy is going to be more consistent in the sense that he'll know how to complete every level pretty easily. Where Time Wanderer, or not Time Wanderer, Hedge Maze needs to kind of figure out how to kill every enemy and line them up perfectly.
Yeah,
which can be tricky.
Yeah, I'd say that these early enemies, it's not too complicated, but it is a little bit of a pain. Okay, there we go. Hedge Maze trying to get lined up. Wait.
Oh, I think.
Oh, she should have slowed down instead of speed up. That would have been it.
I really hope they learn when they're in the air they can still control the little field. Because right there, Hedge Maze had the perfect opportunity to rotate to land right back on top of that bug guy.
Okay, Time Wanderer moving on to the next level as well. I believe both of them are on... Or did Time Wanderer just clear the stage that Hedge Maze is on?
I think Time Wanderer is actually ahead now.
So
Time Wanderer is on stage 4.
Very nice. Time Wanderer also saying that this game is super fun. Yeah, I have a feeling that you're going to have some people saying that this is a quote-unquote good game, which, by the way, Kusog7ande isn't necessarily just bad. We try to embrace the widest definition of Kusog7ande possible. So we definitely have some weird games show up here. We have some bizarre but good. I think this kind of falls into that line. Like, whoever thought of this concept, good for you. This is weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And yeah, I've had a blast playing some games that are considered Kusog7ande in the past few tournaments. So I think this is just a well fit for this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
How many games control like this?
I've never seen a game that controls like this. I am thinking there was a... Oh my gosh, Time Wanderer's so big!
Time Wanderer got the power up.
Yeah.
So there are some random power ups that spawn in some levels. That one being the big angel. We might see a flamethrower angel at some point.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I couldn't figure out. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to actually get those power ups to spawn consistently. But now Time Wanderer dealing with the spinning flower. So Time Wanderer now has to complete this level by touching all the tiles.
Why?
It is impossible to kill that flower by running into it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it looks evil. I hate nature. Nature sucks. Kill the flower if you can, but you can't.
And I think Hedge Maze is... I think Hedge Maze... Oh, Hedge Maze rotated a little bit too much.
That's okay. I think... Oh, no! Oh,
yeah,
no!
I thought Hedge Maze was going to go for the touch all tile strat. I think she's got it set up now.
I think so. Yeah, this is going to work out. Just got to speed up a little bit, and you'll be good, Hedge Maze. Whee! There we go. All tiles touched. Hedge Maze clears the stage and moves on to the next one. Now, just so everybody knows, Hedge Maze has been a GM for a few years now, and it's been an absolute joy to see sort of her style of games. I have to say, Hedge Maze, this is a little bit more what I might expect from Hedge Maze. She's very much a PS1 fiend, as well as handheld DS, 3DS, all the good stuff. However, Hedge Maze also, hasn't really played too much in Kusog7ande before, so it's really interesting to see how she's gonna do with these games. So far, she's doing pretty dang well. Time Wanderer, on the other hand, has actually made it to brackets before, if I'm not mistaken. And because of that, I think Time Wanderer just sort of has the default advantage going in today. In my opinion, Hedge Maze could take a win, but just based off of what I know about the players, Time Wanderer is probably the one who I would have guessed will take the victory today. Let's go ahead. I always cheer for the underdog, though. I think it's important. Cheer for your underdogs, y'all.
Yeah, Time Wanderer had a little bit of a slower start with this game, but is now kind of catching on to what the game is asking of him. While Hedge Maze is still kind of getting the ropes. She had a quick start with some enemy kills, but still trying to adjust to these controls.
I kind of like the snake attack. It just it turns you into projectile. You go flying.
Yeah, it's really interesting that most of the enemies at least at the start don't actually hurt you when you come into contact with them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a way to actually lose currently in this level. Maybe there will be later, but
so Time Wanderer now is on a stage where outside of collecting that little power-up guy, I don't know how to kill that thing.
The vortex?
The vortex. I haven't figured out a way how to kill that.
I don't like the vortex. I want the vortex to go away.
And the scary part about that vortex, it's on a tile. So you need to step on that tile in order to complete the level.
Yeah, the big question is, what does it do when it sucks you in?
Well, we will find out when Time Wanderer eventually steps on that tile.
Yeah, good. Because I'm very curious about this. Okay, Time Wanderer managing to collect some more of these essential tiles to clear the level. We'll have to see what Time Wanderer is able to do, though, because the vortex is coming up now.
Yeah, and I didn't tell them, but if they do die, they have to start the level from the beginning.
Oh.
So all of the tiles they've touched will become untouched. So it is a huge waste of time to try to go for touch strats.
It's fine.
If you end up dying.
It's fine. They don't even know that death is an option at this point. It's fine. Okay. Time Wanderer got away from the vortex. However, also, what do you have to do in order to get out of here? I love that Time Wanderer is lining up all of the arrows here to try to rotate it and get
Hedge
these
Maze
last...
on the other side, having a blast, just getting blasted by the snake.
The vortex ate it!
Oh.
No, Time Wanderer, no! That's death!
Back to the start of the level.
Oh, yeah. This game's pretty fun so far. I'm enjoying it. The vortex, not the best part. However, I wonder, because you can do collision damage to enemies, is that considered an enemy that if you approach it from below, you can knock it off the board, or will it just suck you into the vortex anyways?
It will suck you into the vortex.
What? Time Wanderer found a way to go backwards? Well, that changes everything. Sort of.
It will be an important mechanic to figure out how to go backwards in some levels. Because some enemies can only be killed from a certain direction. Ooh, and Time Wanderer got bopped.
Dang. You don't want to get bopped. Woo! The snake getting Hedge Maze. Yeah, Time Wanderer, I feel, has reached the first big wall of the early game here. This level with the vortex. It looks like we've got a pink little blob, though. What? Question, do you know anything about this game's lore? What is even happening?
I could not find anything. I tried to Google Translate some of like the in-between text between the levels, and as I found out, it looks like you are being sent on some sort of mission with a ship full of children, which is why you get toys at times to like placate the children so they don't like overthrow you. But not collecting the toys doesn't do anything.
Okay.
And also collecting the toys does nothing. It just gets you a nice little thing in the toy garden, which was on like the main menu.
Gotcha. So I'm currently looking up a little information about the company that worked on this. It's called Media Factory. And I don't really see a whole lot of games that I recognize from them. They did make Rolling Voltorb for Game Boy Advance, which I guess is a game.
Yeah, you know, all of our favorite game.
Yeah, our favorite of all the game. They made Columns for Super Nintendo. Are you sure, Moby Games? Are you drunk right now? Maybe they did one of the ports. Maybe they did the Brazilian version. I wouldn't be surprised.
Is Time Wander going to try to go for these two tiles? I think Time Wander needs to go for the ones in the middle first.
Yeah, like I would definitely be getting the middle ring right now, and then after that, you can go ahead and focus on everything else. There's a lot to do in this game. There's a lot. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I really like that kind of aspect of this game where you do have essentially two options to complete each level.
Yeah, this is definitely sort of an unexpected type of puzzle game that I really am digging so far. No, Time Wander!
So that is a completion,
oh, yes!
And it does bring him to a bonus level.
Gotta get the 9s. Gotta get the 9s. Why are there so many 9s? Hey!
And then Hedge Maze gets the completion. All right.
Very nice, Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze one stage behind Time Wanderer at this point. Now what she's going to have to do is figure out what to do with the Vortex.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that Hedge Maze will have a quick understanding on how to take care of that.
Ooh, she got a kill on the snake. Very, very good. No! You butt.
Wow.
Stupid guy flips Hedge Maze up in the air. Come on, Hedge Maze is our friend. How could you do that?
All right, what level is this? Okay,
Yes!
So now... All right, Hedge Maze, still one level behind, but she made quick work of that level. Let's see if she can make quick work of the Vortex level.
Uh-oh. Okay, it looks like Time Wanderer has a flame upgrade, which... Oh my gosh, the flower throwing Time Wanderer and killing the other flower. However, I suppose that did count as a tile touch, so all Time Wanderer needs to do is touch the rest of these tiles and not get eaten by flower.
Yeah, so like, I think the game is designed in a way where you would be able to kill every enemy without having to touch the tile, but it is like the order of how you kill the enemies.
Yeah, this one isn't too bad because it actually does let you go fly across the screen. And honestly, if you just think of it as like a warp to the other side of the stage, it's actually a pretty practical mechanic, this flower. I like it. What I don't... Yeah, the music in this game is very okay. Like, steel drum, yeah, steel drums rock, but come on, I've heard steel drum how many times in my life?
We will get a music change when we get to the boss level.
Okay,
So
Time
we
Wanderer
will have...
almost clearing it, but the flower Didn't expect flower, did you?
All right, and that's a clear.
Very nice, Time Wanderer. Hedge Maze, meanwhile, taking a little time to get through this stage. That is fine. It doesn't matter how long it takes you as... Well, I mean, technically it does. It's a race. But it's better to take your time learning how the game works early on, so that later on when you have the difficult stages pop up where they become significantly harder, you already know how to move all of the rings around the way that you want. Moving the rings is the main confusing aspect of the game that would get a lot of people confused. You know, that's the frustrating part.
Yeah, and we just had a full game over from Time Wanderer, but the game is really kind in that it will just restart you back at the level you were just at.
There we go, Hedge Maze getting shot across the screen. It looks like the flowers that throw you are in charge of reversing stuff, so... Yeah, if it throws you across the screen, you start going the opposite direction. Interesting. Yeah, Liz Star, by the way, is saying that this game is good. Hey, everybody, welcome to Kusog7ande. We call it the Bad Game Tournament, but honestly, it's more the obscure video game tournament. There are times that we have games that have a huge argument for being good, but you cannot deny this is a weird game. I kind of love it, but it's a weird game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Time Wanderer get to the first boss, since that's kind of I just want to see the reaction he will have to what he's fighting.
Oh no!
And get in the vortex.
I mean, the snake shot Time Wanderer into the vortex. That happens. Oh, we do have Liz Star. Liz Star is the one who's saying, yo, this is a good game. And she also said this is a good pick. So, yeah, our other GMs are approving of your choice here, Shrambles. Just so you know.
You know, that's all I want. Approval from other people.
It's important.
It's what we all want. We all want approval.
We all want approval. Oh my gosh. There we go. Time Wanderer managing to kill Sneck.
Hedgemate just has 2 little spots, and then she'll be able to get this level completed.
Yeah, I see how Time Wanderer can do this level without killing the vortex. The first thing is approaching the vortex from, like, while going counterclockwise. Why? Because there is a movement tile right next to the vortex that will get you out of danger. And then the next one that you'll want to do is approaching from the right, because while there is a movement tile there, there is still you're gonna go into the vortex one way or another from the right, so you have to clear the left side first. And there we go, Time Wanderer doing that, but missing one of the tiles.
Yeah, it's such an interesting fusion of puzzle / like auto runner.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. No need to worry. So it seems like there are certain tiles that if you hit them multiple times, the change lane changes. That happened to Time Wanderer, and that's not a big deal. Bonus stage time. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the game is set so like if you bounce between like an up and down, it won't just trap you there infinitely. But yeah, I don't know if it gets you like an extra life for collecting all of the 9s. I was never able to do it.
You have a life counter?
So yeah, you have 4 lives. And like after you lose all your lives, you get a please continue. Oh, and Hedgemaze completing that next level super fast.
Very nice. Hedgemaze starting to close the gap between the 2 players. Always beautiful to see. I love it.
All right, so we're at stage 13 for Time Wanderer, and we're at stage 8. So Hedgemaze has some stages to catch up to, but It's not insurmountable.
Yeah, we still have a full half hour left. I mean, 35 minutes, there's plenty of time here. Oh no, a cockroach on Timelander's screen. This little cockroach son of a gun. Yeah, that's right. Somebody pull
the cockroach.
out the fire.
Cockroach is a speedy guy.
Did it just murder Time Wanderer?
Yes.
Oh. How did it murder him? If the cockroach shoves you to the ring outside of where you are, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Like, again, you never know how an enemy is going to interact with you until you actually interact with that enemy.
Nice.
So like this game is just all trial and error when fighting enemies.
Which I think is fine. There's a place for that, specifically in the game and an Angel for PSX. Part of the charm of this game, I think, is the fact that there is some chaos here. It's not easy to control, but learning how to control it well, is an important part of playing this game well. And there we go, Hedgemaze clearing another stage. Sometimes it's just worth going as quickly as possible and letting the game take care of the enemies. Uh-oh, dog phone. Oh no.
And so, I think, a really cool aspect of this game, dog phone, is when it starts taking these enemies that you've experienced and mixing them with all the other enemies that you've experienced. So, we have Snake with the 2 bugs. Eventually we'll see some combinations of, cockroach and, flower or things like that. It's it makes for really interesting combos for the puzzle aspects of the level.
Yeah.
How do you dodge these enemies that seemingly have contradicting...
Hedgemaze cleared the level by getting the enemy to go into the vortex.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, so that's how you do that one. I completely forgot that. Hedgemaze, big brain strats.
I mean, I'm not sure if she did it on purpose, but if so, fantastic. And if not, then that is really, really lucky.
And half of Kuso is sometimes just being lucky.
Yeah, I was watching The Amazing Race last night. I'm on season 6 because I'm going through when it's late at night and I'm tired and I don't really have the brain capacity to do anything. Amazing Race is perfect, and there was one leg where I believe they had to unroll these hay bales in order to find a clue or the next directions for where to go, but there wasn't a clue in every single hay bale. They had to unroll the hay bales until they found it. And one duo from Salt Lake City, of all places, freaking Utah, they got there before almost everybody else did. They never found a clue.
And here is our boss stage.
And the dude, the host came out, he's like, "You're still trying this?" He's like, "Why are you still trying? Everybody else is completed." And they're like, "Well, I just didn't want to give up." And I'm like, that's precisely the attitude that's very helpful in any type of competition. Never give up. Keep going, even if it seems like it's gonna hurt. They did get eliminated, but honestly, the amount of work that duo did in order to try to stay in the game, they lost due to randomness, but they cannot say that they were lazy at all. And I feel like going out to randomness, while frustrating, is also sort of reaffirming that you were doing things right. It's just it wasn't your day. Yeah. What is this boss? We've got
So we've got a tree mushroom thing that's dropping spores, pollen. I couldn't figure out a way to actually fight this boss.
The spores make me think of Little Nemo, the Dream Master for NES. Oh my gosh, the spores in that game. Absolutely some of the worst quote-unquote enemies ever. They're so bad. Yeah, I think that the main challenge is that the spores may hurt you, but along with that, it's actually kind of hard to see the entire board just because of how big the enemy there.
Time Wander. That was a thing, definitely, as his reaction to the boss he just fought. But yeah, now we're getting on to World 2. We're going to see some definitely some new enemies are going to appear. We've got a seal now.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure if this is one of those enemies that kills you on contact, but the first few levels of every world kind of really only introduce you to one enemy at a time. So in terms of like game design for just enemy sake, I think it does a pretty good job of slowly introducing you to enemies and not overwhelming you.
I think so. Like, just having one level with the next enemy to see what it does. Honestly, I think that as a player, I would probably be tempted to go and try all of them out to see what happens, when I get devoured by this specific enemy. Does it hurt? Does it move me to a new place? What is the point of its existence? Why is it here?
Yeah, and like the trick with this one, it spit you up and like shot you up. But the thing to pay attention to is when you landed, you actually caused the ring to like go 90 degrees.
Yeah, I did see it spin, or turn, but did it flip or did it spin?
So it flipped.
Okay.
So like when you landed, you caused the thing to flip. And if you got the enemy on the exact opposite side, it will fling that enemy off.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, Hedge Maze getting eaten by the flower again. That is fine. Like, Hedge Maze just need to figure out how to get the last spots here, and I think that she's got it lined up to work, right? Oh, almost. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it is a bit finicky sometimes, trying to line things up. So like Hedge Maze having some issues. I totally understand. It's not easy to always line up all of these arrows, since like you're pushing up, left, like to control your guy. Like it's a lot of things to kind of handle all at once.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Time Wanderer.
That, and like as soon as you start like getting in a situation where you're a little bit confused, it's very easy to just get frustrated in a game like this. Even if it is a good game, just playing for an extensive amount of time, like I think most games would have something like this be a mini game and not like the entire game.
Yeah, I definitely can see that being like some sort of like power-up mini game where you get like passive bonuses for the actual gameplay. But still, as a game on its own, it does its job.
Okay, if Hedge Maze just rotates the middle disc to the like clockwise, then she'd be able to clear this with no problem. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just like every time you despawn one of those arrow platforms, it will just randomly go somewhere else.
Yeah, it looks like that one actually worked out just because the... Oh no, you can do this, Hedge Maze. You can do it. I promise. There's only one slot left.
I believe... Oh, and she got it!
Yes! Oh!
Perfect rotation.
Beautiful. That is amazing. So there we go. I'm sorry, I was paying more attention to that than to Time Wanderer. Time Wanderer is on a boss with, or a level with what is this?
That is like, it's that eel from Super Mario 64.
Oh, it is? Ah, I got him! Oh, it kills you. It is not messing around, everybody.
But yeah, now Hedge Maze onto the flower level, where really all you got to do is just hit the flower and run away from it.
I actually really like Hedge Maze's strat of like turn the rings a little bit and then go full speed just to see what you're able to clear right away, and then take your time to spin the rings again to see if you get something else. It's good. It's a decent strat.
Yeah, because I did notice she was doing that at the beginning, and it did get her a lot of quick clears.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it looks like if you just walk into the flower, you're going to kill it.
Yeah, because it spews out its little petal bombs.
They're called pollen. Hello.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of pollen?
I've not heard of pollen.
Plants
what
use
is pollen?
They make more plants out of it.
That seems like I need to fact check.
You need to fact check what pollen is. I'm sorry, kiddo. You're you're gonna have a tough time.
I already have a tough time, Brossentia.
You're gonna have a tougher time.
But yeah, Time Wander trying to figure out the trick with this eel. If I remember correctly, you need to like get him coming out and then like go up and then right back down while he's like extended.
While
and that's how you
extended. I love it. Okay, Hedge Maze, you can just kill this flower, I promise. I think that like Time Wander may have grasped a little bit more of like the understanding needed to play this game well. Okay, let's see if Time Wander can like speed the game up and actually get all of the rest of these. Oh my gosh, we almost
have
the.
Oh, slowed down.
There was so much hope. There was hope.
He almost had it. I think if he just decided to just go for it as opposed to slowing down. But I do like Hedge Maze's, because she's now taking a very slow methodological approach to just like getting all of these other tiles.
Yeah, and that's not a bad way to approach it. I think that she might be overthinking it a little bit. Okay, yeah, this is gonna work. Like, just fast forward, you're gonna get through it. JK, I was wrong. Yeah, just because of how some of the rings changed here, due to going back and forth and getting rid of some of the arrows. It's... Oh, okay. I think she's got a way to clear it right now. There we go.
But no, she needs to touch the one tile that the flower is on.
We gotta touch the flower, everybody. You want to help us touch a flower? Yeah, like this. Bam. Flower's dead. Which counts as a complete very nice.
I was so scared that the little pollen bombs were gonna get her. Yeah, on Time Wanderer, we've got ourselves, I believe that's I think that's like a shrimp with a little propeller hat.
Ew.
So it's a little juvenile shrimp.
Okay, Justin has been trying to make shrimp scampi for a while, which is fine. I will eat it. However, he always tries to make it after 9 o'clock p.m. And I'm like, once it's 9 p.m., I want to eat something that I know is going to be fine for me. You know, I've never had shrimp scampi before. I'm more than happy to try it. But I also want to know that if I don't like it, I will have time to recover before it's bedtime. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you give me shrimp, it's got to be before 9 p.m. That's the rules.
Yeah. I love shrimp. I mean, I love seafood in general.
Are you also a 9 p.m. or later shrimp kind of person? Or 9 p.m. or earlier?
I mean, I'll eat shrimp anytime. Like,
weird.
Though I have noticed recently that if I eat too much like fatty foods, I will get like acid reflux. So like I have to like be careful on that.
Yeah, I'm I'm just not as I don't know. I think it's the texture. I don't love it. Like the flavor's fine. And like I will eat shrimp if there's shrimp to be eaten, sure, whatever. I just don't love it. But I also grew up in a landlocked state, a rural place in a landlocked state, and so shrimp was never my kind of priority, you know?
Yeah, I'm in landlocked state as well, but we do have a giant lake next to me, so at least we get lake food.
I mean, technically we've got Salt Lake. Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I mean, there are brine
maybe
shrimp there, but they're so small that you don't eat those shrimp. They're too small. You can sell them as sea monkeys.
Chat wondering who is currently ahead. Time Wanderer is currently in the second world, while Hedge Maze is still making her way through the first world.
Yeah, I believe Hedge Maze has this stage, then the boss, and then she will be to the world that Time Wanderer is currently in. Time Wanderer trying to kill enemies using violence, but because the whale ate the seal, when you kill the whale, the seal pops out. Interesting.
Yeah, that's just logic.
Yeah. You can't. It's like Russian nesting dolls, you know? If you kill the outside doll, the inner doll is still there. I think that's why they were made. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've read up on them.
That's the lore. I'll back you up on that.
Oh no, Hedge Maze, you got devoured.
I think Hedge Maze is trying to remember what she did.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, if Hedge Maze loses, I think this is still gonna be a game that she likes.
I mean, she did just say in race chat that I have the heart of a Cardassian.
Kim Kardashian?
Not Kardashian.
I know. It's a dumb joke, okay?
Hey, I have to not understand it to make it funnier. I mean, she is assuming that I have a heart at all.
You know, the Cardassians were basically heartless, right? If I'm remembering my Star Trek right.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah, they were like, let's go ahead and kill people. So you having the heart of a Cardassian means that
it's saying I don't have a heart.
Yeah. Wow, Dowolf with the hot takes in chat saying that spades is greater than hearts? Yeah, you want to know what I think about that? It's these sounds. No. Spades are dumb, okay? Hearts where it's at. Come on. And besides, with hearts, you have a spade anyway, the queen of spades. Sorry, Shrambles, I just farted with my mouth very loudly.
Wow. Look, I have been told to be quiet on multiple occasions, so which is essentially like a fart, like a silencing fart.
People fart at you to be quiet? Like, I'm trying to... Hedge Maze clears the stage by getting the vortex to eat snake.
I think it's the coolest strat. So Hedge Maze gets bonus points for doing the cool strat.
I also agree. Swag is very important in Kusog7ande, everybody. If you are not getting the swag, can you really call it a win? I don't know. Yes, you can. Actually, I guess I do know. You can call it a win because it literally is. Oh no, it's cockroach time. Watch out. The bug's going to get you. Wonk. I think the biggest thing is that you don't want the cockroach to hit you while you are on the outer ring, but it might also be you don't want the cockroach to get you anywhere.
But, you know, Hedge Maze killing that cockroach pretty quickly.
Or if the cockroach gets you twice, you die. I don't know the rules, Shrambles.
I barely understand the rules either.
Yeah, Time Wanderer seems to sort of have a solid understanding of how this circle puzzle game works. And I would be willing to call this a puzzle game. Like, what you're trying to do is get things lined up so that you're able to move from one ring to the other and essentially accomplish either killing enemies or touching all of the spaces. And it's an interesting type of puzzle. I like it. But also, I can see this type of movement and puzzle game not really working for specific people. I think that I would do well in this match. This works for my brain, you know?
Yeah, I know that I was able to at least get through some of these first worlds pretty harmlessly. Double completion at the same time. Love to see it. It's just the later levels are just so cruel.
Oh, I believe it. By the way, for people who are hoping that we're having two matches today, the second one unfortunately is canceled due to an emergency, so we only have this one. I could possibly stream after this, but it could also give me a chance to get stuff ready for next week because I gotta work on BBG graphics. I gotta work on de-rusting Xena for GDQ stream. I gotta work on getting Dwarf Fortress ready for the GDQ stream. There are a lot of things I gotta prep, Shrambles.
And prepping as well, Time Wanderer onto our second boss.
What is this?
This is a piranha with a school of piranha babies. And due to the 3D nature of this game, you don't really know exactly which plane this fish is on.
Yeah. Oh, Chad is asking why I'm doing Dwarf Fortress on GDQ. The show that I'm going to be on is specifically about speedrunning adjacent content. So it's not going to be a speedrun. It is just adjacent to the community. However, I've got some things that I might do. We'll have to see. I'm thinking a lot about what to do to make that fun. And
there is the
Time
clear.
Wanderer through at boss number 2, Hedge Maze on boss number 1. Yeah, Time Wanderer has an extremely commanding lead. I would say that even if Hedge Maze is playing this game well, which I believe she is, you know, she's really starting to figure this out and figure out a little bit of the cheese strats. At the same time, Time Wanderer is just such a solid player when it comes to mystery games that, like, as much as I cheer for Hedge Maze because I love her, Time Wanderer is kind of like, if I were putting money down, and then I would put it on Time Wanderer. I feel like that would be the best option.
Yeah, Time Wanderer took second place in one of the tournaments. So Time Wanderer is a very, very good competitor.
Yeah. Coming in second place for Kusog7ande, you know, honestly, you have to be good enough to take first to take second. They're really, the people who play are basically level at that point. So Time Wanderer is about as good as it gets when it comes to Kusog7ande. Yeah.
Yep. But I mean, for a game like this, Hedge Maze has been doing incredibly well. And so, like, there's no shame in losing to Time Wanderer, because, yeah, at this point, it's not, I don't think it's possible for Hedge Maze to catch up.
By the way, I do want to say thank you to Murray, Lupine1, and Bad Check Pun for subscribing during today's stream. It helps a lot to support. We have signups for Kusog8 right now. If you would like to join, type !signups in chat, because you too could be playing some weird disc-turning fungus game. Or something else that a GM gives you. You never know. You never know what you're going to do. Thank you, KDR. Very much appreciated. But yeah, it's... I'm just taking a look at Time Wanderer right now. We've got Magnet Boys. Oh, Time Wanderer takes one Magnet Boy down. Very good.
Yeah, Time Wonder just fought a vacuum in the previous stage. Like, the amount of enemy variety in this game is fantastic. Because they all have somehow such a unique way of interacting with the game place, the game space.
Oh, yeah. Hedge Maze. I think Hedge Maze is starting to get a little better at this puzzle. Unfortunately, the deadly pollen keeps causing allergies and killing her creatures.
Yeah, that explosion radius on that pollen is a lot larger than it looks.
Time Wander just murdered a vacuum. I thought that was very important. Go on.
Yeah, no, like, it is very important. But just these little pollen bombs, like their explosion just has a little bit larger of a hitbox. So I was a little surprised that Time Wander wasn't having that much trouble with that first boss as Hedge Maze is.
Oh no, Time Wander facing the baseball bat and unfortunately got whopped. I think that in order to fight the baseball bat well, you just have to time it so that it's not swinging when you approach. And there we go, Time Wander managed to kill the baseball bat and move on to 3-6. Hedge Maze is on 1-15, which is the boss. Yeah, Time Wander has such a commanding lead. I do not believe there's time for Hedge Maze to catch up. But with that said, I still want to wrap this up. I still want to watch the rest of this match because, like, there's still plenty of mechanics that we haven't seen.
Yeah, it's just the amount of ways these enemies are going to interact on Time Wanderer's screen is going to be really cool. I'd love to see if we can get to the third boss. I don't know if we have the time, but we might, because Time Wanderer is going through these levels pretty fast. He has immensely picked up on how to play this game.
Time Wanderer is just murdering these creatures. Yeah, I feel like if the game has clicked for somebody, it's definitely clicked for Time Wanderer. Hedge Maze is still, like, has substantially improved in playing this game. She's doing pretty well. It's just, you know, it's not a game that functions in a way that would make sense to most people's brains, you know? It's a very different game.
All right, so now we have the Air Bomber.
Uh-oh.
The Air Bomber also has exploding bombs that you can't really judge their hitbox. Yeah.
Well!
Yeah, Time Wanderer is now entering an enemy that is very unfair.
Yeah, so Hedge Maze, one issue that she's been running into as well is that once you're this far into the level, you really do not want to die. You know, you want to make sure that you have a solid attempt at beating this stage. So she's taking her time to make sure, let's go ahead and line up, and then we'll go ahead and do the whole loop again so that we can get back to the fun here. Oh my gosh. That was so scary. Oh, Hedgeman, you can do this. You can do this. I've got faith.
She was right there. She almost had it, I believe.
It's how it goes. As long as you don't let the pollen get you. There we go. Hedge Maze has killed the boss and moves on to World 2. Yes.
Oh. She scared me a few times there, but she got it.
Oh, she scared me.
Yeah, Time Wanderer is opting to just touch all the tiles in this level, and I do not blame him. Unless did he kill the plane?
I don't see the plane.
He must have.
Okay.
So, yeah, so the way you kill the trampoline is you need to jump on the trampoline, rotate the same the area, and then land on the exact opposite side, because that will fling the trampoline up in the air.
Oh, I kind of like that. One good thing about this game, though, is that even if it is a puzzle to clear the enemies and clear certain stages, you don't have to learn how to play every single puzzle for every enemy. You can, you always have the option to just clear all of the tiles on the screen rather than kill the enemies, which is what Hedge Maze has usually been doing. So if you just can't figure out an enemy's mechanic, just clear everything.
Yeah, and in a perfect metaphor for today's society, Time Wanderer was eaten by a phone.
Don't you hate it? You're just trying to call grandma and then a phone eats you.
Yeah, it just sucks you up and takes all your time, and you're gone. Prophetic messages from, I don't know when this game was made.
There we go.
2001, 2002, who knows?
It was right around the beginning of the 2000s. Let me take a look. It looks like 22nd February 2001. It was Japanese only. Didn't come out in the US. Big surprise. But honestly, I think that this game would do well today, but it wouldn't have done well in the early 2000s. This seems like a game that people would, like, not have been interested in buying. I gotta be honest.
Yeah. No, I think, like, in that time, they were just like, where's the action? Why can't I jump? Where's my shoot button? I feel like a lot of people, a lot of gamers would complain about that anytime. Oh, flamethrowering the trampoline.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that Time Wanderer doesn't know how to kill a trampoline without having a weapon, so he may be thinking, I just have to go through the rest of this stage and clear all the tiles now because the vacuum's dead and I ran out of my fire breath. While there is a way to kill it without getting the fire breath, it's just not intuitive.
Yeah, and that's part of the game, is just figuring out what the game is asking of me and how maybe.
Oh, that was really close. Good thinking.
At least I think that's how you kill the trampoline.
Maybe.
There's so many, like, enemies that have so many unique ways to kill them that I've lost track.
By the way, one other thing that everybody should know about is that another marathon has opened up submissions, specifically GDQ Express over in Vegas. I'm going to be submitting probably today. That's yet another reason that I'm probably not going to stream after this game, because I want to work on getting that stuff ready. There's too much going on, Shrambles. There are too many video game marathons and stuff.
So much. Like, how do we even have time for all of this?
I don't know.
Hedge Maze. A little pushing match with the fish for Hedge Maze.
Happens to the best of us, you know? Sometimes the fish is just in the way and you gotta say, get out, fish. Go, fish. Go away, fish.
Oh, we're gonna get really close to the third boss.
Ah, the fish! The fish
On
got
the
Hedge
phone.
Maze. Time to go. I'm glad that the fish just is like, let's give you a ride. Come on, let's go. What a nice fish. Some would say a fish is delish. Made quite a dish, but then you're eating friends. You believe that fish are friends, you know?
And that's just a meal to an end.
A meal to an end? Oh no, the fish bumped Hedge Maze! Bad fish. No treats for you.
It sounded better in my head. It sounded better in my head.
Okay. There we go. Hedge Maze has killed the fish.
Oh, we're 2 levels away from Time Wanderer getting to the third world boss. But we do have a trampoline. Yeah, I don't think Time Wanderer is going to get to the third boss, but an incredible showing on his part to make it this far in the game.
Oh yeah, this is incredibly impressive. Like
I thought we would see the second boss, but I didn't think we'd get this far into World 3.
That's something about Kusog7ande. No matter how much you plan something, you can like, there's so many times that the players just blow away expectations and do, like, oh my gosh, Time Wanderer figured out how to use the trampoline to land on top of and murder the bat. That was kind of fun. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wonder if he just learned that now or if he did it in a earlier level.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
There's a lot going on, so understandable.
Yeah, we've got bombs. We've got little flappy Kirby Moogles. We've got discs. A lot of discs. You have to be very careful when doing commentary regarding discs because, oh boy, let me tell you, you really need to be careful. There we go, Time Wanderer clearing the next stage, and we are on to the last 10 seconds. That crab is very angry, let me tell you, but I don't care. I
like how slowly Hedge Maze just walked into the crab, but yes, that is time.
That is time. Everybody go ahead and throw your hands up in the air. Give a round applause. I don't know. Do we do applause in this world? Whatever. It's time.
I mean, a round. Because of the disc.
Give round stuff. Come on. You can give square stuff too. I don't care. And I am inviting them to come and chat if they would like. And there we go, Hedge Maze is here. Hello, Hedge Maze.
Howdy.
Hey, this was a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoyed this.
I'm glad somebody had fun.
Oh no, you didn't like it that much?
I don't think it was a good brain day for me. I know I lost, and I'm glad I lost, right? Please.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
lost.
thank God. Oh, thank God.
But I will say, Hedge Maze, you did do the cool strat for the little vortex guy.
Yeah?
So you were the only one to figure out if you put the other enemy into the vortex, it would complete the stage.
That's what I was upset about. I was like, you're making me throw him into the wormhole. Like, that seems pretty mean. Oh, you might have noticed, like, I wasn't trying to, like, kill them, because I didn't want to be mean. I wanted to just do the puzzles.
You were being nice and just doing the puzzles. You're like, don't die, friends.
Yeah.
No, that's so wholesome, and also now I know that I won.
Oh yeah, like,
for
no,
sure.
No, like, I didn't want to win. Like, I have a really big cardboard box next to me because my wife is like a GM in the tournament. So I didn't throw the game, but I also didn't want to win. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So
No,
now I don't have to have secrecy anymore.
Yeah. What?
But yeah, congrats, Time.
Chat, I do want you to know that the people who are playing in the GM bracket, even though this really doesn't matter, there aren't prizes being given out. At the same time, they don't want to get spoiled. They don't want an unfair advantage. They want to have things fair. And Hedge Maze's significant other, Head Mage's wife, Waffle Fox Bria, is one of the secret GMs, not so secret anymore. And because of that, they've had this whole construction set up between them so that, no spoilers. But now, Hedge Maze, you can talk to your wife again.
Yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, can I just, like, say one thing? Is that she was, because I'm disabled and there's a lot of games I can't play, a lot of the GMs were having her test games for me.
Oh.
So I really appreciate that she did that, and it was a lot of work for her, and I am glad we don't have to do that anymore.
That is so adorable, Hedge Maze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was this one okay for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've been conspiring with Bree just to make sure any game that we would make sure Head Maze would play would be at least a fair competition.
Yeah, because it's not like I need to have a game that I would win, but I don't want to get a game that I'm going to be in level 1 forever because I can't, like, do timing with my hands.
Yeah.
But also...
How did you do, actually? Because this was really fun for me.
She did pretty well. About halfway through World 2.
How far did you get?
I was like 314, I think.
Okay.
So, like right before the boss.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Time Wanderer, this game clicked for you.
Yeah.
Like, there was a
I'm
point, like,
glad.
at the beginning where you were, like, kind of struggling, but then at some point, just like a flick, like a light switch turned, and you just got moving.
Yeah, I was like, Time Wanderer took second in Kusog7ande for a reason. At least per Shrambles, you took second. I forget history.
Second in 5 and third in 6.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And
so,
then I missed brackets entirely last year, and so next year I'll just be a GM.
Yeah, so like my thought here was, Time Wanderer has done extremely well going up against Hedgemaze, who is a fantastic GM and who hasn't played a whole lot in Kusog7ande before. I'm like, there's a clear favorite to win here. Like Time Wanderer, you just showed us why you've done so well, because like this worked for you. This was a game that definitely made sense in your brain. And you were going to say something about this game. What were you thinking?
It's so funny because we were talking about Bree, and Bree gave me finger flashing for my last match against Liz, which was also an obscure Japan-only PS1 puzzle game that didn't click at all, and Liz just like lapped me in it.
Yeah,
now,
that was pretty funny.
Granted, Liz and like puzzle games, so like I didn't have like a strong feeling that I was gonna do well there, but like. Yeah, she like completely blew me away in that. So I'm like, oh, good, another PS1 puzzle game. But this one, this one was just like, okay, so it kind of helps because I just finished playing Zelda Oracle of Ages for the first time last night, and that has the sort of like color path puzzle in some of the later dungeons where you have to like walk on all of the tiles in like a single unbroken path line.
The Hamiltonian path like puzzles, yeah.
Yeah. So I just had to do like the final one of those last night, and I was on it for like 20 minutes, and then I got to this, and I'm like, oh, I'm in like exactly the right headspace for this right now.
Oh, good.
That's really good. Like, honestly, I've done a lot of puzzles that involve rotating discs. I want to assure you both, by the way, that I managed to pronounce disc correctly this entire show, and I am
sure that intro was pretty phallic?
I mean, okay, yeah.
What, the rocket was going through the little discs?
The discs.
I don't see what anything phallic about that.
It's like...
It was...
Never mind.
Yep, it was a little thick, but it made it work, and everything was fine.
And then we had a nice work.
and then everything was fine, and we had a nice wholesome little game about getting eaten by the Mario 64 eel. I did not like that.
Oh yeah, that level was a little bit annoying, figuring out how to deal with the eel. You like the alliteration there?
You do it the same way that you do any of the other ones. You just bump them off the outside, but it's like, it looks like a brick or like a rock or something. So I'm like, oh, clearly we can't just like bump them off the ring. But yeah, you totally can.
So the funny thing about that is there's later stages where there's another enemy that kind of has that same mechanic, but you can't bump the box.
Awesome.
Oh.
Is there a way to like defeat every enemy, or are they?
So.
Yes, I think it's not always as intuitive as you think.
I know what you're thinking about.
The trampolines.
Yep, the trampolines.
So from what I can remember, if you bounce on the trampoline and then rotate that specific disc it's on to the exact opposite side, when you land, you'll cause like the little platform to like flip 90 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Which will launch the trampoline off of the little platform.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love this game.
Honestly, this is a game that I think that people could probably take ideas from this and make a mobile game, and there you go, you made $1 million. Seriously, the ideas in this are really cool, and the variety of enemies just keeps adding to, the depth of the game. I think that this is really a genius game. But with that said, this is Kusog7ande. This is a bad video game tournament. We also embrace the weird side of video games just because we like to keep the umbrella open. Was there anything bad about this game per se?
Not well, I've been talking a lot. You go.
I don't think I moved my microphone.
I can hear you. You're good.
Anyway, I was saying, like, I don't think I was in the right headspace for this today, but I don't think it was bad. It was just one of those, like, weird, quirky Japanese PS1 games. And I'm fine with that. I like those.
Yeah.
But,
like, I
yeah,
totally
I don't know,
understand.
Just a funny little puzzle thing.
True. I think I understand why it never came out in the US in, let's see, 2001 is when the game came out. Like, it just does not seem like a game that would have worked for the American audience. They'd be like, why the crap am I playing this pink puffball going around these circles? Like, how do you market that? You'd have to put, like, Mary-Kate and Ashley in it to to get it to sell.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's mystery discs.
You do it the same way you do Kirby. You take the pink puffball and you give it angry eyebrows, and then, you know, boom, it's done.
Oh yeah, that's how you Americanize this game. Okay.
Maybe also give him a gun.
Give him a gun. Hedge Maze, the American version is not for you, Hedge Maze, okay?
There was a flamethrower. I didn't like that. That seemed impolite.
It did seem impolite.
But it was a cockroach.
I don't mind
that
cockroaches.
was appropriate, though,
I don't really mind them either. They're bugs.
They're trying their best.
Like, you don't want them in your house, but, you know, they exist. They're bugs. It's okay. Anyways, blah, 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 blah.
I think the game could be better at, like, in terms of what maybe wasn't good. I thought it was generally really fun. There's a lot of, like, how was I supposed to know that in terms of, like, how to clear things and how to beat some enemies, but
it wasn't clear about some of those.
Yeah.
But the discovery of it and trying different things, I guess, is like a really fun too. Like when I discovered that something worked for the first time.
Yeah.
But like the trampoline thing, I don't think I ever would have figured out.
I also really like the toys that you're able to make when you go and collect everything in a stage. Like the dog phone. I like dog phone.
What is the dog phone? What is it for?
I don't know. I think it's just a collectible.
I think it's like in relation to like the plot of the game. I will investigate because I think Muware was actually able to upload the manual that he had. Because I couldn't find a manual online anywhere, so maybe we can actually get the plot of this game.
Yeah, I wanted to know what the lore was.
I think, like, as I assumed, I think you're just trying to colonize another planet, because maybe the planet you're on is, like, dying, and so you're on a spaceship with a bunch of kids, and so you collect the toys to help placate them for when you actually land on the next planet that you're going to inhabit.
Okay.
I'm sure that's played in a really, like, happy, bubbly way, but that sounds really dire.
Yeah, no, it
does.
I was scanning some of the, like, in-between texts when I was playing the game, and one of them was just like, I did not get another toy for the kids. They look at me angrily. And that was what the text translated to.
Beautiful. But I think that as soon as you have something cute, you're allowed to make it macabre. Slime Rancher, for example, I was looking up stuff on the wiki page, and I found an article about sudden infant death syndrome on Slime Rancher, and I'm like, what the crap? What the craps?
Don't love that.
I thought it was so funny to see this extremely dark topic in a game about ranching slimes that are, you know, getting eaten. You know, they're eating chickens and eating each other, and then, wow.
And then sometimes they just die when they're born.
They just die when they're born. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. With that said, Slime Rancher is an amazing game. Everybody should play it. It's fun. I haven't played the second one, but I might have to jump into that. Well, Hedge Maze, you are eliminated from the bracket. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm glad that we were able to get games that work for you. Do you have any last words when it comes to your tombstone? Okay,
it's not a tombstone. Well, it's not Tombstone, but I do want to say that we're trying to have a much bigger push for accessibility this year. And like, I want people to apply to play if they think they want to play, because if you make your GMs work harder to find a game that won't like kill you, that's great. That's our job.
Yep.
So like, don't feel scared off just because you have like accessibility problems. We are here to help.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. What is my Tombstone? I don't know.
Reunited with my
Kusog7ande.
wife.
Yeah, I'm reunited with my wife. I
Oh,
can move this
no!
cardboard box. But yeah, this tournament was
Reunited with my
fun,
wife.
and like, I'm glad I got to play. And Time Wanderer, good luck in the future. I'll be rooting for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yay!
It's always sad when like, because I like everyone generally in the
Yeah.
tournament, so like anytime it's like winning is nice, but then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Also,
Because now you don't get to play. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy to have to have played with you. It was a lot of fun.
yeah, and like as we said earlier, both of us are wearing the like Kusog7ande Tubinbin shirts, so like only one of us could survive, right?
That's right. I will rep the shirt as best I can.
Yes.
You'll be with me in spirit.
Thank you. Carry on the tradition.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. We used to have the Tubin Bin shirt for sale, but I forgot, and I guess it's not now. So I got to go and do that. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that as part of my offline work today, because I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do. Remember, everybody, sign-ups for Kusog7ande are only until the end of the month. Not only that, next Tuesday, I'm going to be on GDQ's channel for 2 of their different shows doing Dwarf Fortress and Xeno Warrior Princess. We've got GM Bracket happening. Big Bad Game-a-thon is happening very soon, and I need to work on graphics for that today. And then Grudge Match is next Friday. Like, lots of stuff going on, and I love it. That's going to be great. And also, chat, the end of the month is not weeks away. It's actually less than a week. So sign
Yeah,
up
it's
for
like 5 days
Kusog7ande
away.
now. If you remember, do it now. Get to the signups. Yeah, you heard me. So with that said, Shrambles, are you doing anything Streamwise that people should know about?
I currently am not. I am just kind of recovering from doing a giant theater festival. I don't typically stream very often. So you could catch me here at Twitch TV/Brosentia giving out games.
Yeah, I love having you here, Shrambles. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been cool to see what you have found as a GM. I very much enjoy it. Yeah, what about you, Time Wanderer?
Still going through Elden Ring for the first time. Just finished Zelda Oracle of Ages, so I'm gonna go into Seasons and use the whole code crossover thing to get all the stuff there. Still playing Dokapon Kingdom with Ellipsis Break and Okami, and that's almost done. And then just, whatever other random stuff. Like I played if any of you don't know about the NES game Roller Games, that's a fun one.
Oh yeah.
I played that yesterday. That game's rad. Like super unfair, but really fun.
Yeah,
won't say more
I
because
believe it.
I might try to like gauntlet state it, so I won't say much more. But yeah, doing all sorts of random stuff
Sweet.
over at twitch.tv/Time Wanderer.
Okay, twitch.tv/Time Wanderer. That is great. Roller Games is a lot of fun. I would say that it is one of the bad but really fun games out there. What about you, Hedge Maze? Are you playing anything fun these days?
I've been playing Pokemon, whatever the most recent one is.
Pokemon,
Scarlet.
the last one.
Yeah, Scarlet, the one where you have a girlfriend. That's the one.
Oh, cool. I didn't know I could get a girlfriend.
I don't know if
Wow.
you can, but I can.
I mean, if I
Unattainable
played, I
gamer
could.
dreams.
I've had girlfriends before I let people know I was gay. I grew up Mormon. I had to have girlfriends.
Okay.
Oh, well, that is, yeah, so Pokemon, I'm glad that you're having fun with that. And everybody, of course, we've got more show stuff happening all throughout the week. Make sure you check out the schedule. I'll try to keep that up to date with everywhere I'm going to be because my life is weird right now. And I hope to get back to actually playing games over here, but I've got to focus on actually getting stuff done for the events that are coming up and getting promotional stuff done. So I apologize for being a little bit more absent than usual, but thank you so much for being here and for supporting. And with that said, I think we could go and raid somebody. I see Zaki is playing Solstice, which is a really good NES game. Very flawed, but fun is what I would say. I think that it's brilliant, but very difficult. Author Blues playing Pikmin 4, or I think those are the two that I would probably... What do you all want to go see? Pikmin or Solstice?
Those are both great games.
Yeah, make a decision for me.
Go Solstice.
Okay, we're going Solstice. Zaki has fewer viewers as well right now, so let's go bother Zaki. Yeah. Otherwise, I might be probably not streaming, but I'll probably be playing Final Fantasy XIV more today. So if anybody is over on, I believe I'm on Excalibur. If anybody is over there, you should bother me. And yeah, let's raid Zaki. Do we have a good raid message?
I don't
I don't-
know you.
Yeah, there
the
wasn't
game
really
didn't
any.
really have English.
No more cardboard. There we go. Zaki will have no idea what that means, but we know that that means that Hedge Maze gets her wife back. All right, everybody, I will see you all Tuesday on the GDQ channel. If I do anything else stream-wise, I will 100% let people know on Discord, Twitter, and Blue Sky, since that is becoming our kind of new Kusog7ande home on social media. Other than that, thank you all. Take care. Bye, friends. Bye, Hedge Maze.
Bye.
Bye, Time Wanderer.
Bye, friends.
See you, Sharples.
Bye.